It's the Cans and Bottles Cooking Show. The Cans and Bottles Cooking Show.
Happy Halloween! It's the Cans and Bottles Cooking Show. And if I'm going to make this video, I need to put my glasses back on. I can't see anything. There we go. Yes. Hi everyone. It's been a while. Welcome back to the Cans and Bottles Cooking Show. It's the Halloween special. Yeah, I've got my pumpkin I carved, stuck some pumpkin seeds in for the teeth. I don't know if you ever tried to do this, but the pumpkin pushes the seeds back out. It's like it's rejecting the seeds. So like this one right here fell out. Yeah, it's been years since I've carved a pumpkin, so that was fun. Got some Halloween balloons. And yeah, I'm dressed as what I dress as every year, a doctor. If anyone knows that story, you know why I'm dressed like this. And if you haven't heard it, remind me the next time I see you, and I'll tell you about it. It's not really PG. It involves a girl. Yeah. Tonight I've got my cup of blood. See, it's not a cup, it's a glass. Of course. You could probably tell that. Yeah, I've had a few of these before I started. So here we are. Tonight, recommended by Jeff, my brother. Gonna make goulash, but spelled Ghoul. Goulash, yes. I learned that it originated in Hungary. It's a Hungarian dish, so I'm excited for this. I've never made goulash before. Yeah, so I try to prep as much as I can, as per usual, but you know this is going to be a long video probably anyway. As always, I have made 2 videos since the last time I uploaded a video to YouTube. I made mushroom chicken. The first time I made it, I watched the video and I was like, I don't really like this. So I deleted it. And then I tried again. And for the second video, I tried to edit it out a part. And technology won. It just wouldn't upload. I couldn't get it to upload from iMovie off of my phone. It kept saying you don't have enough space on your phone to upload this. I deleted as much from my phone as I could, and then I thought, well, I'll delete the original video out of out of my photo album, and then it started telling me that the video didn't exist anymore, or clips were missing, or something like that. It said you were missing clips, or something like that. So I did everything I could, and I just could not get it from iMovie onto YouTube, so I had to delete it. So I'm going to try mushroom chicken again at some point, 3.0. But yeah, so I did make 2 videos since the last video. So I have been making videos, they just didn't work out. But I definitely had to make one. It is actually Halloween night. I was debating whether should I make this like yesterday and just pretend it's Halloween, or make it tomorrow and pretend it's Halloween, or the weekend. But I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna do it Halloween night. It feels like it just feels better. I carved this pumpkin before I made the video. I carved the pumpkin earlier. I probably should have not started drinking when I was carving it, because I was a little nervous with. I was like, this is the night I'm going to the emergency room trying to carve this pumpkin. Plus, it's a little rotten on the top. So it was easier to carve the top because the pumpkin's really soft and it was easier to cut through. Yeah. So, let's get cooking. So this video isn't 2 hours long like usual. And then I try to edit it again and not be able to get it to YouTube. I think what I have to do is somehow move it to my laptop. Maybe there's more room in my laptop. That's my plan for future editing. Because I would like to make other videos like my last one where I actually edited it. And get that done. So we'll see how that goes. So I have the pan greased, ready to go, the frying pan. I cooked the macaroni already, so that's sitting there. Is it ready? Let me eat one. Oh yeah, I gotta drain this water. I was just letting it sit there. So I'll turn the heat off, drain this. Okay. One. So the macaroni's ready to go. I opened up the hamburger. It's in the fridge. I wrote down the recipe on another gum wrapper or gum cardboard. And I got the can of beef broth and tomato sauce are opened. I opened them up. I washed these. I got a tomato, a pepper, and an onion. I washed them, but I didn't cut them yet because, I know you guys love watching me chop up vegetables. So I left that. And the recipe's not really specific about amounts of things. It's like add in Worcestershire sauce. I can never say that. Worcestershire. It says add, so I think I'm just going to add a dash of everything. Dash of garlic, dash of seasoning. See how it turns out. Yeah. So like I said, my first time making this, so what I'll do is start cutting the vegetables. Yeah, and I try to get everything ready. I got my knives, I got a plate for the vegetables. That's all ready to go. So hopefully this isn't too long, even though we're at 9 minutes already. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, tonight, I know I said I'm drinking a glass of blood. It's like Mott's, like Caesar in a can, which are really good. So this is my fifth one, and I had 2 tall cans of it before, so like my 5.5 one, I guess. So I'm feeling good. Yeah, it's Halloween. Okay, so let's begin this. So I got to dice these, cut this. Hopefully it all fits in that frying pan. Yeah. So, yeah, let's get going. I'll do the tomato. And what I'll do is I'll tell you some, I'll tell you some ghost stories. I was going to, write it out in like point form on a piece of scrap paper. So, you know, it's like, tell this story next. But I think I'll just try to think of them as I go. Seems more natural. Yeah, so take off my glasses so I can see this. Look at this, it looks like a spider. Yes. How do I get this off? Okay. Let's make this a drinking game. Every time I don't cut myself, take a drink. Oh, look, I almost did there. Watch me cut myself now, and you guys will be like, "Ah, I only had one shot of tequila." Okay, so let's. What am I doing? Oh my goodness! You think by now I'd know how to? I still know how to prepare food. Okay, so that's done. Let me use this. Okay, it says dice these. So let's. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, I know this is going to be a long video because I'm going to start telling these ghost stories and it's going to be like 3 hours long. I should just live stream every video. Maybe I should just do that. My first story is about. I was thought about this because today I texted my friend John, and I said, "Oh, next summer we should go camp on McNabb's Island because I don't think he's ever camped there before. I camped there years ago. It's great. There's 4 islands in the Halifax Harbor. There's McNabb's, which is really large. Next to McNabb's is Lawler's. There's George's Island that has a little fort on it, from a British fort, and there's Devil's Island, way out at like the mouth of the harbor, which when I was reading about it, it at one time was called DeVille's Island, and I guess it just became Devil's Island. There was a lady years ago named Helen Creighton who she wrote, a folklorist, is that a word? She wrote Blue Nose Ghost, which is like a famous ghost story from here, or not ghost story, ghost book from here, just accounts of people's experiences. And there's a whole section in the book about Devil's Island, about how like things happened out there and stuff like that, because people used to live on there. Now there's just an automated like lighthouse out there and a lot of seagulls. I've actually stayed the night out there once with my friends, and it was great. Baby seagulls are adorable. Oh my goodness, they're like little puff balls. They're so cute. Yeah, this is why the videos are so long. I can't prepare food and talk at the same time. Yeah, so what was I talking about? Yeah, so the only island I have never been on is Lawler's. I've been on the other ones. I've stayed the night on Devil's Island and McNabb's Island. I've visited George's Island during the day. Lawler's Island at one time had a smallpox hospital, like a wooden smallpox hospital. I don't know if one or more, at least one. And yeah, they're not there anymore because I guess what used to happen is that like people on, like anyone visiting on a ship, like in the 1800s, I think, maybe earlier. I should, I would know if I looked this up. I used to know. Oh, I cut my finger a bit and it stings. If you were on a tall ship and you had smallpox or any other kind of disease, the government didn't want you docking in Halifax Harbor and then like spreading smallpox around or whatever you had. So they would quarantine you on Lawler's Island. There was some hospitals there. And years after patients were there, they tested the wood, and the smallpox was still in the wood, the virus. So they had to just like burn the wooden structures down to get rid of the smallpox. So the hospitals aren't there anymore. I would like to research where they were if I ever went there, just to kind of visit, the site of where they were. Be interesting. I'm kind of a history buff. I like history. History and the paranormal. I like both those things. Yeah. So the point of my story is that, so I told John, we'll have to go camp there. And when I was there, I went years ago with friends I haven't seen in many years. And we went. So I went with my friends, and then some friends of their friends also went, but I didn't really know their friends. And there was one guy who just the whole night was like running around in the woods trying to scare us. And so, I was kind of like, come on, man. Like, it's, for like 10 minutes it's cool, but don't spend the whole night trying to scare us in the woods, in the bushes. Like, it got tiring. Yeah, so we're doing that, and we found the old McNabb's family graveyard. That was really cool. And just, if you're walking around on an island in the woods at night and you come across an old graveyard, it's kind of creepy. So we did that, and then there's a bunch of forts there. The island's really large. We only explored like a little tiny part of it. So we found Fort McNabb, which is an old fort from, I think, World War II, like at least World War II, maybe World War One, but at least World War II. There's a bunch of forts on the island. And so, we were there looking around, exploring it. There's no one else there, it was just us. And, it was really cool ambience because there was no light on the island except for flashlights, but you had like the glow of like Halifax and the glow of like Dartmouth, all the city lights. So it was a nice, warm, beautiful summer night. Yeah, so really just perfect weather. So we kind of explored the fort a little bit, and then there was like a road, like a dirt road that led, that we were walking on. And not even a road, more like a trail. And this is going to be a long video. I'm sorry, but hopefully you're enjoying it. I'm not even through the tomato yet. Yeah, so so everyone went ahead, and I kind of stayed behind because it was just loving it. Like, it was just, it's just like a perfect temperature, and there's a slight summer breeze, which is just it's just like a perfect summer night. And I stood there in just the doorway of one of the entrances of the fort, and I was just standing there by myself, and everyone went ahead, and I was like, I'm just gonna just stay back here for a second, I'll catch up. So I'm standing there just listening to the night, and I couldn't see anyone anymore. They were gone. The flashlights, they went around a corner or something, and so everyone's gone. I'm there alone. I'm standing there, and my eyes have already adjusted to the darkness and everything. Like, I'm, it's just like as much as I could see in the dark. I was at that point. And then, like, right next to me, it's really weird. I'm standing there, and I'm just enjoying myself. And then right next to me, not like in my ear, but like next to me, like right as if someone was standing right next to me, a guy goes, "Hey." He says, "Hey." And I turn because I'm like, who's that? And I thought, just because this is where my mind goes, I thought, okay, it must be that guy who was here running around in the bushes trying to scare us. It's got to be him. Even though I can't figure out how he would do that, like how that voice would be so close to me. Did he throw his voice? Was he like around a corner? So I looked really quick, like, you know, in the room I was in, there was no one there. I didn't hear anything. Like, I can't see if that was an actual person, how they could sound so close to me and, you know, run away without me seeing them. But I was still thinking, like, it's got to be that guy running around in the bushes and stuff, right? So I thought it was him. So I wasn't, you know, because I was thinking it was him, I wasn't really freaked out. And I was like, it's got to be that guy. So when I caught up with everyone, I said to the guy, I was like, you didn't scare me back there, huh? And he was like, what are you talking about? I was like, you didn't scare me when you said, hey, like right next to me. And he was looking at me like, he said, I wasn't near you. And then my friend I was with, she said, he was here the whole time. He was running around in the bushes next to us trying to scare us. We left you back there. So I have no idea what happened, but a guy said, hey, right next to me. Like, as if he was standing right. And he didn't whisper in my ear. Like, it was like, just sounded like someone standing next to me said, hey. So that's one of the strange things that's happened to me over the years. I am full of tomato sauce here. So wow, we're 22 minutes and I've cut up a tomato. So I hope you have some popcorn or something for this Halloween extravaganza. Like this is going to be a long one. Okay, let me, I don't need to wash my hand. I won't waste more time. Yeah. Maybe I'll try to think of some personal experiences with. I've never seen a ghost. I've just had things like that, like I just told you about, happen to me. I've heard footsteps. I've had lights turn on in different places. By them, like just turn on by themselves. Someone whistled a song once in front of me. That was really weird. So things like that. But I've never actually. I don't know how I'd react if I saw a ghost. But I've always just wanted to see one. Just to. It's kind of, to me, it's like seeing Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. Even if someone said to you, like, if they didn't believe in ghosts and they were like, it was like the trick of the light or something, you yourself knew what you saw. Like if I was like walking in the woods by myself and Bigfoot came out and then someone tried to tell me that it was a bear or a coyote or something, I'd be like, it was Bigfoot. Like, I know what a bear and a coyote looks like. So yeah, I've just kind of always wanted to experience that. I think I do. Maybe it'll be terrifying. I don't know how I'd react. I really don't. Yeah. And if you have any ghost stories, let me know. Comment below. I'd love to hear them. Or if you've seen Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster or any other strange thing like a UFO, I'd love to hear about it. Okay, let's cut this. Okay, so all I have to do for this is, so the noodles are cooked, the macaroni's cooked. I gotta cook the hamburger, the tomato, the pepper, the onion, throw in the sauces and the seasonings, and it's pretty much, and the cheese. I get cheese too, and it's pretty much it. So oh, excuse me. The video's gonna be long because I can't prepare food and talk at the same time. That's why it's, oh my goodness, I'm burping so much. Going to be long, but yeah. So I hope you, I'll probably post this tomorrow. So I hope you had a good Halloween, I love Halloween. I really do. And yeah. Some haunted places I know about in the city here. Citadel Hill. If anyone's watching who's not from Halifax or Dartmouth, I guess you'll just have to Google these places. That's a squeaky pepper. We have, if anyone has never been here before, we have a British fort in the middle of the city. It's on what's called a drumlin, I believe it's called, which is a deposit from the Ice Age, when the ice glaciers were pushing dirt and stuff along with them. However that works. I'm not a geologist. I don't know the specifics of that, but that's what it's from. Even though we call it Citadel Hill, it's a drumlin. I don't know if a drumlin and a hill is the same thing, but I might be like being really nerdy and specific here, but I just read once it was a drumlin, which is an interesting name for a geological thing. How am I supposed to cut these up? Am I supposed to dice these too, maybe? Nah, why not? Let's make them like the tomatoes. Let's make the video even longer. Yeah. So I hope you had some good sleeps listening to these videos as you drift off, because why else would you watch a 45 to an hour long cooking video? If not, you're just falling asleep. Which is good too. I mean, that's, if it's a sleep aid for you, then, you know, I'm okay with that. Yeah, so Citadel Hill, really haunted. I used to do catering, and I was up there all the time, and the security guards who work there and the cleaning staff told me that pretty much every night something happens up there. It's just really active. There's an amazing ghost tour. Tonight was the last night for the season. I think it runs from starts in the summer, June or July it starts, and then it runs right till tonight, Halloween night. Yeah, so it's really great. It's my favorite ghost tour. Almost cut myself there. Yeah, it's basically you go through Citadel Hill with a tour guide. You have lanterns with candles in them, and they tell you all the things that have happened in Citadel Hill. It's really great. And if you're ever there in the daytime and you're in the gift shop, there's an amazing book written about two people who work there. Sergeant Major Mike Adams is one of the people. I'm really sorry, I can't remember the other author's name. They basically wrote this book about, they tried to recreate all the stories from within Citadel Hill. So they tried to see if basically they could debunk them, and they couldn't. There's one, for an example, all these little seeds are everywhere. For an example, there's I believe it's called the Tides of History tour. There's a section in Citadel Hill, and so the story goes that one day there was no one in there, no one visiting, and I think it was a rainy day or something, and the girl at the admissions desk, there's 4 monitors from the security cameras by the desk, and she looked up, and there's an exhibit or something there was a wooden desk in it, and she just happened to glance up, and there's a man rummaging through the desk, in a part where you're not supposed to be, that's closed off. Like you're just supposed to kind of, when they have like the rope in a museum, you're not supposed to go past it. So she was like, who's this person? So she ran in like seconds later, and no one was there. So she was thinking like, how could I get in here so quickly and someone, not knowing I was coming, run away? So the authors of this book, they tried to recreate that, and it just didn't work. Like when the person ran in, the person was still there. Like they didn't have time to get out of there. So there's a lot of stories like that, and it's a great book. It's a great book, and it's really good. So if you're ever at Citadel Hill in the gift shop, pick it up. It's worth the read. It's a really fantastic book. I have a copy of it myself. I should read it again sometime. I really like it. Also, November, like tomorrow until May, Citadel Hill is free. Like you can just go in. There's no admission price, but there's no reenactors or tours or anything like that. Like you just can kind of go in and look around. And there's this one section of Citadel Hill I really like, where you go down these creepy steps into this room with a cannon, and that's kind of where they would put the British soldiers, like, if they were drunk or fighting with each other, anything like that. Like if they're just being disorderly, they would say, okay, you need to kind of stay in this like section, this room, and kind of like a timeout, kind of, I guess, or whatever. Not a timeout, but you know what I mean. Like it's not like they were like, you just kind of stay in here for a bit, and until you settle down. So yeah, so that room is like really active, kind of thing. Yeah. So I just someday I would just like to go in there and maybe somebody like before May, and just kind of, because the last time I was on the ghost tour, my friend and I were there, and there's like the room with the cannon, and there's like another room with like these two just metal bed frames, and like I was standing there, and then like a pebble came out of the doorway and like rolled across the floor, and I was like, but like it didn't fall. It's almost like someone tossed it like a marble or something. And I looked at my friend, and she was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Someone just like tossed like a pebble from that room." And so then the tour guide was like, "What's going on?" I told him, and he was like, "Okay, I don't know if that happened or not. But he's like, if something fell from the ceiling, if the room is like crumbling, it's not safe to be, because it's an old fort. It's not safe to be in here. So we gotta leave." But it wasn't like it just like fell from the ceiling and like thudded on the floor. It was like someone tossed it like a marble from that room. So that was kind of cool. Yeah. That's an active place. The All Saints Cathedral near the public gardens, that's an active. I've spent the night there before. That's an active place. John Plummet Dermot Lloyd, who was a priest there in the 30s, haunts that. He was on New Year's Eve, I think 1934. He left the cathedral, and I forget the name. It used to be Tower Road, but now it's a different. They renamed it. I don't know what it's called. I forget what it's called now. But this is a lot of tomato. Oh my goodness. Or pepper. Oh wait, no, sorry. It's pepper and tomato. I don't have my glasses on. I thought it was all tomato. Yeah, so he left there, and he was hit by a car. Well, not really hit. Like he was hit by a car. But it didn't kill him. It just broke his leg. So, however, like a few months later, he passed away from complications from the broken leg. Like, I think he got infected or something. And yeah, so people have like seen him in this cathedral. And yeah, when I spent the night there, there was a loud commotion, like someone, it sounded like someone knocked over a bunch of books and ran across the floor when I was there. That's what it sounded like, which was really spooky. But yeah, there's like a connecting breezeway to the administration offices, and his picture's on the wall, which makes it even creepier. And yeah, so that's, you can go in there in the summer, and they have like, I think like a little tour of the cathedral. It's really, I mean, besides it being haunted, it's a beautiful old cathedral. It has a giant pipe organ in it, which is gorgeous. Sometimes someone's in there playing it, which is amazing. Which brings me to the part where I was going to tell you about, I have a recording of the first time I went there. I had a tape recorder, and it was in the summer, and it was during the tours, and it was my friend and I he was like in the pews way ahead of me. I was sitting all alone, like in the back or near the back, and so it was me, Tony, and I, and I'm just sitting there holding this tape recorder, just letting it play, and the organist was just practicing on the giant pipe organ. And I'm going to have to Google this, because I was going to play it for you tonight, but my analog tape recorders, I mean, I've had them for over 10 years, and I never use them anymore. So I have to like Google, like, if you don't use a tape recorder, does it wear out or something? Because when I was going to play you, it's called an EVP, electronic voice phenomena, which is basically you record a voice that you don't hear during recording, but it somehow appears on the tape. So I was going to play it for you tonight, but when I went to play it before, I think the tape's fine, hopefully, but maybe it's the tape recorder, because it was just playing it really kind of, it sounded like when you're like, your batteries are dying. Like if you ever had an old Walkman or something, that's what it sounded like. So I was like, well, I can't play this. But so what happens on it, hopefully it still works, is that it was the first EVP I ever recorded. So basically, I'm sitting there. Tony is really far ahead, like in another pew. It's me and him. The person there who was doing like the tours, they're like over somewhere else doing something. Like they're nowhere near. Basically, no one's near me and my tape recorder is what I'm trying to say. And I'm just like recording, listening to the organist, and they're just kind of playing different pieces of music, and then they start playing something really slow and creepy. It almost sounds like a funeral dirge or something. And it's going like, it's basically, the song goes like doo 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 doo. And there's so during this slight break in the music, it sounds like a female goes, help, and then the organ keeps going doo, doo, doo. So I didn't hear that. So later on when I went home and replayed the recording, that was the first time I've ever recorded a voice on tape I've never heard before, and it, like, I ripped off my headphones. It terrified me. Like I was like, what was that? So I wish I could have, I don't know why the tape recorder's doing that, but hopefully I didn't lose that EVP. What am I doing here? I guess I'm just dicing everything here. I've lost track. This is turned into the ghost story video and not a cooking video. And, oh yeah, we're at 40 minutes. This is going to be a long video about ghost stories with some cooking. So, this might be my longest video yet, but, I'm having fun telling you stories. yeah. Oh my goodness, that was quick. The eyes are burning already. Yeah. So the Five Fishermen, the Cathedral, Citadel Hill. This is just an old city. Like, it really is. Halifax and Dartmouth. I think Dartmouth is only a year younger than Halifax. It's not. They're pretty close in age. Like, so. Yeah, if you've never visited Halifax or Dartmouth, come visit. It's a wonderful. They're wonderful cities. The province itself, Nova Scotia, is a beautiful province. Come visit us. You'll love it here. Have a great time. Yeah. Oh, that's working good. Chop these up. Oh my god, my eyes are burning. What else can I tell you about? Oh, I once worked. Okay, I'll tell you another ghost story. I once worked in this. This is like the whistling, and oh my gosh, my eyes. Oh my goodness. I once worked in this hotel. At the time, it was called the Delta Halifax. It was part of like Delta Hotels, but now it's called the Hotel Halifax. So I used to be a, what was I called? I forget what I was called. Not a room attendant. I was a house person. So basically, what I did like some cleaning. I was a night house person. So it's basically like there was 2 people on the front desk, night audit, and me. And so I basically just like walk around the hotel, do some cleaning, and this and that. But I really didn't do much. Like once I did like the brief amount of cleaning I kind of just wandered around all night by myself. And yeah. And it was kind of like if someone wanted a pillow or like they needed a cot in their room or a microwave, like I would bring it to them like during the night hours. Like that's what I did. But besides that, I just kind of like I had to clean some things, but it wasn't a difficult job. So I was told that the reason it was haunted was because there was an old general manager who used to live upstairs on the top floor with his family. And one Saturday, they found him in the bathtub because he passed away from like a heart attack. So he apparently was the person who haunted this hotel. And I was like, whoa, that's really cool. So, you know, I basically spent my nights like doing the cleaning I had to do and then just kind of wandering around. Because upstairs was like a small kitchen and 2 banquet rooms. So I basically, after I was done the cleaning I had to do, I would just wander up there and try to see if I could experience anything. And I had a walkie-talkie on me, so if the front desk needed me, you know, they would just call me. Is this all going to fit in this frying pan? Is my... Oh, wait, I have to fix the candle in the pumpkin. It's kind of going out. Okay, the last time I did this, I got, like, a bunch of wax on my thumb, so hopefully... Oh, look, all his teeth are falling out. Just, okay. Oh, that's hot. Ow, 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 ow. Ooh, thank goodness I've had a few drinks, because I really can't feel this, but it's kind of... Oh, I got wax on myself. Okay, not that bad. Sure, it'll hurt more in the morning. Yeah. So kind of when I first started, I was almost threw that in with the tomatoes and stuff. The first night I started working, not the first night, it wasn't like the very first night I started working there. But, because when I started working there, I started working in the daytime. I did some training shifts in the daytime, then I started working the nighttime. So when I was told that the place was haunted, so I would go upstairs, and it was really creepy too, because like there's just like exit lights on and stuff. There's like no lights up there. And, oh, that onion went right in the garbage can. So I was fairly new there still. And I went upstairs because like I think like what is it after you get married? A wedding reception? Is that when after you're married you go and have dinner and stuff? That was it called? Yeah. So it was after that. So basically what happened is that ended, and the banquet staff had basically left the lights on, and like they did like what they had to do, and then it was late at night. Understandably, they just wanted to go home. So I went up there, and the lights. So basically, it was like this banquet room. There's two banquet rooms. The banquet room I was in, the other one wasn't used this night, but like they had these huge chandeliers, and so I checked everywhere, that whole floor, to make sure that, because I'm thinking like if something's gonna happen, I want to make sure I'm alone up here. I kind of just didn't want to have any doubt. So this is gonna be a long video because I'm still cutting out the vegetables. So yeah, so I looked around everywhere, and I even looked like where they would store like extra tables, like every nook and cranny I looked in. Like there was nobody up there but me. And the two guys were down doing their night audit thing on the front desk, so they weren't up there. And so I was walking, and so after I checked everywhere, I started like there was like dirty glasses, and I would put one in the middle of the table, and I would see if it would move, and then of course nothing happened. And then I was like, so then I just started saying like, hey, can you move that chair, or can you move that glass in the middle of the table? And nothing was happening, right? So after doing that for like half hour to 45 minutes, I was just like, I just sat down at a table, one of those round banquet tables, and I said, if there's anyone here, just do something. That's what I said. And I think there's 5 large chandeliers in this banquet room, and the one right above me dimmed all the way down, like it was on a dimmer switch, and then turned all the way back up. Like it dimmed, like almost, like didn't turn off. It dimmed like right down to the lowest setting, and then turned all the way back up. So I was like, that was interesting. But I thought that because it was a little bit windy outside that night. Like it was basically a dark and stormy night. So I was like, well, maybe there was a glitch. Maybe the electricity glitched for a second, and the chandelier, just for some reason, I was just trying to think of anything that could have caused that. I was like, maybe the electricity did it, and this, for some reason, this one single chandelier did that. Not thinking like all the chandeliers would have did that, but I was like, yeah, that's probably what happened. So I and the switches to these lights were like in the room, so it's not like someone could like hide behind a door and do that, right? But hold on to that thought, because this will make more sense in a second. So the thing is, the next day I asked the maintenance guy. I didn't tell him exactly what happened. I kind of like phrased it like I didn't want to be like a ghost, right? So I said to him, hey, those big chandeliers upstairs in the banquet room? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, could you dim one, like on a dimmer switch? Are they on dimmer switches? And he was like, no, they're not on dimmer switches. And I was like, so one by itself couldn't dim all the way down and turn back on? And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, so I told him what happened. I was like, could that happen? And he was like, that was the ghost, man. That's what he said to me. He's like, there's no way. He said, not only do any of the chandeliers do that, he goes, they're not on dimmer switches. He said, if there was a power glitch, they would all go out and it would take them like a second to kind of turn back on and heat up. He said, but one, he goes, they don't dim like that. He goes, so I don't know how that could have happened to you. So that's one of the things, like, I have no idea how that could have happened. So that was kind of interesting. And then another night I was working there. So that small kitchen I mentioned before. There's this really cute girl I used to work there. I used to like flirt with her all the time. Anyway, she used to come in early in the morning and start baking like cookies and stuff. She was like a baker. And so there was a thing of cookies up there, which, she just left out. And it was never like said you should or shouldn't eat these cookies that are in this like Tupperware container, but I would go up and eat them pretty much every night. I'd have one or two. I don't know if I was supposed to or not, but I would go up and eat them. And so one night, okay, so the vegetables are done. So I'll finish this quick story and then I'll start the hamburger. So one night I was up there and I was eating a cookie, and just like that guy saying hey to me on McNabb's Island, it was like that close. Like someone jingled, those giant rings of keys like janitors have? Like someone jingled, not like a giant one like that, but like, if you had a bunch of keys on you, like someone jingled that behind me. Like right next to me behind me. Like they walked up behind me and saw me eating a cookie. And we're like, you're not supposed to be doing that. And so they jingled this thing of keys. And I thought it was one of the night audit managers, decided for some reason to leave the desk, to come upstairs, to maybe see if I was up there eating a cookie. And I whipped around with a cookie in my mouth because I was like, oh, I'm in trouble now because I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to eat these or not. And there's no one there. So that's what happened with that. So that was the second thing that happened to me at that hotel. The third thing that happened to me was the whistling. I'll tell you about that in a second after I kind of tidy up a bit. Oh, this is such a long video. This is going to be the longest video I've ever made. So I hope you're entertained by the ghost stories. Okay, so vegetables are done. It's a lot of vegetables. Looking back now, I probably should have only used half of each one. But I've had 5 of these glasses of blood. This one's empty, so it's going to be the 6th one soon. And I don't know my I just broke it. I don't have my glasses on, so I wasn't really paying attention. And I just enjoyed telling you stories. So, okay, let me rinse my hands really quick. Oh, I meant to grab another towel. Oh, no. Okay, brief intermission. I wonder how long my phone's going to record for. Maybe it'll shut off. I don't know. Maybe this should have been a live stream. Okay, where's my glasses? Okay, let's recap here. Okay, vegetables are done. Time to do the hamburger. Macaroni's done. Okay. I'm really fascinated by ghosts because I really feel like ghosts are just a part of science that we haven't figured out yet. To me, ghosts are like electricity. Like electricity has always been around. It's not like we discovered it or made it or it's magic. Electricity has always been a part of nature. And we just learned how to, like this, my light I always use for these videos, we just learned how to harness it and use it. Not that I'm saying we're going to harness and use ghosts, but what I mean is like, it's like, I think ghosts are just somehow part of the natural universe. And we just haven't figured out what it is yet. Personally, I think it's just your consciousness survives when you pass away. That's what I think it is. I think your mind survives. And I think it has to do with energy, vibration, and frequency. Somehow the energy of a ghost is able to tap into the right frequency and vibration and do what ghosts do. And that's what I think it is. That's what I think the science of it is. We just haven't figured it out yet. And I kind of look at it too like, 100 years ago, it was 1924. And think of all the things that we have figured out and discovered in just 100 years. So think about all the things that are going to happen in the next 100 years. I mean, I've briefly used AI before, like on Instagram, but I wondered the other day if AI would be able to assist in figuring out what ghosts are. And that's an interesting sort of side thought there. So, who knows, in 100 years? Or maybe ghosts are just going to be one of those things that we never figure out. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to get another drink. Drinking Mott's Clamato Caesar Extra Spicy. They are delicious. Yeah. Maybe I'll make an actual Caesar someday in one of the videos. I think Caesars are because we use Clamato juice. I think in the States they call them Bloody Marys because they use tomato juice, maybe. That's how it goes. I'm not quite sure. I mean, Bloody Mary sounds more spookier for Halloween than a Caesar, but, it's still a glass of blood. I tried to find some pumpkin ale for this video. I couldn't find any. It's so delicious. It's sold out. Okay, I almost dropped this entire thing on the floor a second ago. Like when I was coming from the fridge, I almost dropped it on the floor. So I have my brains. Yes, my brains. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Okay, it's suddenly turning into the Scottish breakfast video. Okay. Let's... Am I in a pan? Okay. Whoa! Oh! Shouldn't cook that. Okay, brief intermission. Oh, I knew I was going to forget something. Why didn't I remember the spatula? Okay, what was I doing here? Okay, put this away. So, oh yes, we are at an hour now. This is going to be the longest video I ever made. If you made it through this entire video, let me know in the comments below. Say, Rob, I made it. This was the longest video I ever made. I watched the whole thing. And I thank you, and I appreciate you, and I applaud you. If I wasn't making these, I don't know if I'd watch the whole thing. I'd be like, he likes to ramble on about things. Yeah, I have onion on the floor. Okay, what was I doing here? Okay. So I need to, brown the hamburger. Woo! I heard a noise. I didn't know if it was me or not. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's turn that down a bit. Oh, I didn't even tell you did I tell you what I was making today? Yeah, I told you I was making goulash. Yeah, I did tell you that. For a second, I was like, did I even tell them what I was making today? Okay. Hamburger is like anything besides steak. I get nervous about cooking because, like, with hamburger, ground hamburger, you get the E. coli. Like, I don't want that. Like, chicken, you get salmonella. Pork, you get trichinosis. Like, I don't want those things. Those parasites in my body. Okay. Turn that up a bit. So this has been a super long video so far, but I hope you enjoyed the ghost stories. Is the pumpkin still? Okay, the candle's still going. This is fun. This is a Halloween extravaganza. This is fun. Okay. So that's doing its thing. I guess it's cooking. Yeah, I would love to go to Hungary someday. I like I've said before. If I won the lottery, I would just sell all my possessions, like my bed set, my bedroom set, it's like my furniture basically. I would, I guess, put anything, like valuable, like, photo albums and stuff in like a storage unit, and I would just travel. I would probably get like a condo or something, like somewhere, so I have like a home base to come back to and kind of recharge. But I wouldn't buy material things. Like, I would just want to experience all the cultures of the world and all the food and people. I would travel. I just want to travel the world. Like, what an amazing experience that would be. I'm so envious of people who are world traveled. I think it's a beautiful thing. Amazing. Yeah. Oh, I just got E. coli in the pumpkin. I hit it with my spatula with some raw hamburger on it. I don't know if I ever told you about this before, but I think I might have mentioned it. Or, you know what? I might have mentioned it before in one of the mushroom chicken videos, which never got aired. So, the thing that turned me off to cooking was I'll tell the story again. Maybe you've heard it, I don't know. Was once I tried to cook tacos. So I bought like the taco kit, I bought hamburger like I have here, and just like making the hamburger and then having to pour the hamburger into something, the grease, and I was just like, I'll just go to Taco Bell if I want a taco. But now, like, I plan to make a taco video someday to kind of show that I can make a taco. But like tonight, I'm thinking like, okay, I have like the hamburger cooking, right? I think I'm doing it right. And I was thinking like, how am I going to pour the grease into something, because I don't add the cans of stuff yet. But I got a SpongeBob coffee mug. Is that SpongeBob? Or is it Peter Griffin? Yeah, so there's this guy, and there's like wacky SpongeBob. So, Sponge Boy me Bob. That was Mr. Krabs. Yeah, so I'm just gonna pour the grease in there. So I'm just enjoying cooking, even though this is gonna be the longest video ever. Feel free to watch it in segments. Watch 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. I don't want to try to edit it because I'm thinking like I'll lose it again. I don't want to do that. Okay, what's my recipe gum say? Okay, brown beef and add the onion and pepper. Oh. Apparently I was supposed to add the tomatoes later, but since I put them all together, looks like they're all going in at the same time. Okay, it says brown the beef, add the onion and pepper, drain fat, add garlic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this a lot. Not brown it, I'm going to cook it. Then I'm going to drain the grease. Then I'm going to add the vegetables and the garlic. That's what I'll do. I'm like Julia Childs here, just making my own. I'm making my own recipe. Yeah. Oh. Some escaped. That was my Julia Childs impression, if you didn't notice. Okay. Okay. I'm just accepting this is going to be a super long video now, so I'm just going to keep going here. The Halloween Extravaganza. Okay. So this is, I don't know if it's fully cooked, but it's browned. So I'm going to drain the grease. Oh, this brings back, it's almost like trauma. Okay, SpongeBob. Let me further love cooking, SpongeBob. Okay. Oh, this must be what these little divots are for in the frying pan for draining grease. I never realized that before. Okay, so here we go. Wish me luck. Okay, wait, I'm nervous. Better do that. Oh, it is for that. That's cheap. Ah, lost some hamburger. Oh, no, it's on the floor. Okay. I'm putting the floor hamburger back in. That's the kind of night it is. Floor hamburger, boom. Stove hamburger, boom. Okay, we got the hamburger on the floor. Okay, so this is still cooking. So the grease is now one with SpongeBob. Put that over there. I'm going to briefly pick this up off the floor. I should learn, maybe I can, oh, that might be part of editing though, I might lose a video. I should learn how to do the speed up, you know, like do that. Yeah, okay. I think the description of this is just going to be like, this is really long, enjoy. Okay. So now we add the vegetables. Okay. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. I don't want to drop anything here between the cupboard and the stove because I feel like things live down there that might eat things, eat my food. Okay, so we're going to continue cooking this. So if you make this, someone just fell down there. If you make this, when I was reading about it, it said use a large pot. I ignored that and thought, my frying pan will be good enough. I haven't even put the noodles in yet. So, I don't know, this is... Okay, this is interesting. Okay, add the garlic. It doesn't say how much, so I'm just gonna, a dash. So let's do that, if I can open it. Why can't I open this? Glass is off. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. I don't know what a dash is, but it's gonna be Oh, I feel like that was way more than a dash of garlic. Okay, put that back. Okay. What's next? Tomato sauce, beef broth, and Worcestershire sauce. Okay. So basically, I think it's already cooking. And then add seasonings, and noodle, and cheese. Let me get the cheese. Okay. I realize that I've kind of paused on the ghost stories, but will this open? Do I need scissors? No. Okay, good. But I thought if I kept telling ghost stories, this would be literally 3 hours long. So I think I'll just focus on the cooking. Okay. So stir this a bit. Okay, I think that's gone long enough. Okay, I'm just gonna add the rest. Let's do that. Tomato sauce. Beef broth. Guess that's a dash. Seasoning. That seemed like a lot. This is almost like how not to make goulash. Okay. So. The pan has gotten really quiet. What are we at? Wow, 112. Oh, an hour and 12 minutes. This is officially the longest video ever that I've made. Ah! I'm not a doctor. No, I'm a doctor. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is... Wow. Okay. I'm gonna turn up the heat a bit. Okay, let's do that. Okay. I'm trusting the hamburger is cooked. That's what I'm the most worried about. It looked cooked. I'm sure it's cooked. Everything else is in there. I just spilled some on the stove. Okay. So, I think what I'll do, I'll let that cook for a minute or two, stir it a bit. I'm supposed to add the noodles into that. I don't think it's gonna fit. Let's go. Let's come with me. We're going to the cooking. See this? Look how much is in there. I don't think that is gonna fit into there. So if you ever make this, use a larger pot. Yeah, because it's not gonna fit. So I think what I'll do is the last real ingredient here is cheese. So let's watch a big clump come out. Okay, that's a lot of cheese, but cheese is delicious. It's also Lactose free if milk gives you the toots. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're in the final stretch here. Okay, we're at an hour and 15. This is cooking. That's done. Pumpkin's going. Balloons are up there. I'm dressed like Jason Voorhees, the doctor. Jason Voorhees is my favorite horror character. Let me know who your favorite horror character is in the comments below. You may or may not have noticed that I've left the cutting board here tonight. Just left it. I didn't rinse it off. I don't know why I left it there. Something different to do. Spatula's over here. Actually, I still need the spatula. Yeah. Mix that together. Let it cook some more. This is almost like this looks more soupy than pictures I saw. So yeah, so hopefully when I watch this, because I've had like 6 of these Caesars now, when I watch it while I eat this, like I always do, I hope it's okay. And I know it's super long, but it's a Halloween special, so it's going to be longer, I guess. The Christmas special will probably be long too. I'm not going to make for that. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed all the ghost stories. And yeah, I just love doing these. I wish I could have put one of those mushroom chicken ones up, but not as all lost, because I'm gonna still do mushroom chicken, maybe next time. I probably will do it for the next video, just because I've tried twice now and I just kind of want to get it done because I'm excited to show it to you. And then I have much more planned, so I'm glad you're enjoying these. This was kind of a special one. I really hope I can get the future ones down to half hour or less, but this is a long one. So thank you for staying with me the entire time. This is a journey. Okay. Whoa, that's boiling. Okay. So this is I'm guessing this is done. This has to be done. I think this is done. I think it's finished. Did I miss any parts? No, I just had to add the noodles. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'll use this pan. So what I'll do, okay, here's what we're gonna do. This is the pan I'm gonna use. I got a spoon. Okay, I'm gonna turn the heat off so it's done. Take it off the heat. Okay. So I don't know if I made goulash properly or not, but this is my version of goulash. So this is the goulash. It looks a little bit more watery than I saw in pictures. So that's that. So I think what I'm gonna do is so you're supposed to add the noodles into this, but since they won't fit, I'm going to put the noodles in this pan and then scoop this onto this. This is what I'm gonna do. So we got noodles. We got this mixture. Is that hamburger cooked? That's cooked. Yeah, it's cooked. Oh, that's hot. Oh my gosh, that's hot. Oh, this is burning my hand. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Where am I gonna put this? I have nowhere to put this cutting board, so I'm gonna move it over here. Just do this, put all that together. Move the SpongeBob cup of grease. Okay, so put that over there. Here we are. Oh, it almost fell out of the pan. Oh, it did a little bit. Okay, there's a bunch of sauce on the counter. So this is it. It's basically, I don't know if you can see. You can probably see that. I got my glass of blood. Let me grab a spoon. Guess this will do. Yeah. So this kind of looks like macaroni and hamburger with a lot of vegetables. It's different from macaroni and hamburger, what I'm saying. It has those elements in it, but it's totally different. This is really hot. Look at the steam. Okay. It's time for the Halloween yogurt commercial. Here we go. That was a tongue twister. Do I have everything here? Hamburger, noodle, tomato. Here we go. This is super hot. Oh my gosh, hot. It's really good. I can taste that I put too much of that seasoning on, but it's still really good. Kind of making sure the oven's off. All right. Thank you for watching me. The longest video I've ever made. We're at 122, an hour. Why do I keep saying 122? Well, it is 122. It's an hour and 22 minutes so far, or it is. All right. Happy Halloween. There's the pumpkin, the balloons, my costume. It's been fun. I'll try to get that mushroom chicken video to you soon. All right. You're great. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, bye.